Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show, the final one for 2019. I hope you all did right over Christmas and we're going to play some, I hope, good Blitz games and finish of the year nicely in terms of shows on Chess24, at least my shows. I'm not sure if something is on later today or tomorrow. So let's get rolling. I'm going to stop this game against Claudia. Let's stop this just to make sure that the board configuration is right. And I hope you all see and hear me well. Let's take one of the challenges, and I'm going to play with Chuck R, or Chucker, you don't know. So what is Chuck up to? Got black, and e4 is played. I'm a little bit high in the video there. I mean, I'm not high in terms of high, but the camera position that's somewhat odd. Why am I that high? I can probably do something about that. Let me just check this. Oops, that's wrong. That's the wrong way. Why does the other way not work? That's strange. Sorry, guys. Somehow I cannot. This I have to do. And maybe have it a little bit bigger. A little bit more there, or there, or there. Okay, this is okay now. Now I can move the knight. All right, let's continue. So we have a c3 Sicilian, the Alpine variation. Not a very threatening line for black, but it's very sound and solid. Yeah, greetings to all of you in the chat. It's not very busy at the moment. People are probably still coming back home, depending on where you are. If you did not have the opportunity to watch the World Blitz Championships, I can highly recommend to watch the recorded shows. There should be something on YouTube. There was on Chess24, there was a, I think, German language commentary by Jan Gustafsson and Robert Rabega. Nice one. And there also was the official broadcast, which had some live images also from Moscow. I'm not going to can we talk about who won the World Blitz Championships, or is that something that would spoil the experience for many people? I think we can probably talk about it, right? As it is not a huge surprise that Magnus Carlsen managed to win the World Blitz. Actually, in a tie-break match, in a playoff, or however you may call it, playing against Hikaru Nakamura. So it wasn't particularly smooth sailing for Magnus, and he had to fight really hard. So Nakamura got second place, and I think the sensational result really of the tournament was Vladimir Kramnik getting the bronze medal. That is, I think, really a sensational result, given that Kramnik retired from competitive chess almost a year ago, and by his own accord did not play much chess at all. And he really did very well in the Blitz and put up a really great performance. Of course, if it wasn't for the retirement of 1 year, you wouldn't be that surprised that Kramnik is finishing in the medals. Yeah, in this game here, I already have a really nice position because white allowed this damage to his pawn structure, the doubled f pawn, and e5 is also a little bit weak. There are possibilities to play knight d7 and maybe win the pawn, but I'm not certain that this is already what I should do. There are a couple of other interesting things that I can try. There's also knight d4 in this position, attacking f3 and looking at the bishop on b3. Yeah, I agree. There's a statement here by the drunken lawyer that sometimes taking a break can actually, yeah, help you. And I absolutely agree. In particular, if you have done something for quite a long time and so on, and you feel a little bit, let's say, stale in what you're doing, just taking a break can make a lot of sense. In this case, I think Kramnik has no plans to, I think, to come back to classical time control chess, but he already stated in an interview after the event that he enjoyed it a lot to play some Blitz again, and that he will probably be open to play other Blitz events. So, and why not? I mean, he can certainly be competitive there in some way. I think oftentimes it just depends if you're not in, um, if you're not really in full training mode. It's certainly a bit of a matter of luck what kind of form you have. Sometimes things just work out, and sometimes you're just not fresh enough. Now here I can take on e3, and that's what I will do. Winning a pawn. There were so many weak pawns that white had that something had to drop. Yeah, all in all, it was an entertaining and a good event, this Rapid and Blitz World Championships. What I did not quite understand were some points of the official broadcast. I think it's really odd to make a broadcast and not have the actual board position displayed on screen. This was very odd. They had a camera view of the game, but it was a side view. So you basically were watching from exactly the angle that you would have when you were on the side of the board. So you had white on the left hand side and black on the right hand side, basically, and not you were not watching from the perspective of one of the players. And this I found a bit odd, and it was difficult for me because I have this weird problem that I just don't see the game very clear if I'm on the side of the board. I always have to be behind white or black, and then it's okay. But from the side of the board, I'm kind of blind, and like, what's going on? It was a bit difficult for me. But I think this is a particular problem that I have. And I really wondered why they didn't just put an image of the board on screen. It's easy. They had the boards in the studio, but they didn't have it in the actual view. So it was weird to have all kinds of useless information on screen, but not the board. It was a bit strange. I'm winning the knight now. Yeah, thanks for the game, Chuck R. And the other thing that I wanted to mention as a funny thing to try, if you watch the next broadcast that has Peter Leko as a broadcaster, you should have some of your favorite beverage ready, and every time he says drama or dramatic, you have to take a sip of your drink. Yeah? If it's water, it's going to be healthy. If it's anything else that contains alcohol, you'll be dead by the end of the broadcast. I really enjoyed his commentary, but once you pay attention, he says like drama every third sentence, and was really thinking about such a drinking game. And I've got water, so anybody is trying drinking games with me, at least it's not going to be so unhealthy. Now I'm threatening c5. I hope black pays attention to that. He does. It's a bit odd. I'm going to take, I mean, this looks a bit strange. The bishop will lose quite a bit of time. Yeah, so just bishop d3 and castles. It looks like he has to give up one of the bishops here in this scenario. d5 is okay, so he gives me the dark squared bishop. Wow, not something I expected. Yeah, maybe just rook e1, centralize. I mean, Leko actually was completely right, pointing out that there was much drama, because that's just what happens in those quick time controls. In terms of drama, the most dramatic game was certainly today the Blitz game between Magnus Carlsen and Alireza Firouzja. If you have not seen that, watch it. It was probably one of the, in terms of nerves, one of the games of the tournament. Okay, and now I'm winning quite comfortably. I think I can also take on g7 and just win material. It was probably not the best way to play objectively, but I think good enough. Let's just win the ending, huh? Yeah, I'm basically just in exchange, and what is that? A pawn, I think, up. Black has very little counterplay. Just pushing the pawns forward. Yeah, now the problem will be that after h4 the knight has no squares, and I think he's losing the knight in addition to all the other problems. So Super Bohemio does resign. I think that his opening play was a little bit too loose, spending or losing too much time. All right, now who's on here? Let's check. Your Highness. Let's do that. Let's go. Oh, I completely forgot this stuff. I think you can take, right? Knight b5, there is the check, and a6 is a good line. Yeah, Chess24 has had a game board screen, but the official broadcast did not have it. So I'm trading off my somewhat questionable bishop here. Was a bit offside. And now we continue to develop with e6 and bishop d6. Yeah, there is a remark here by the drunken lawyer in a message that I sent to him like yesterday. I think that I felt that there were many strange results in the women's section, and I really think that there were many crazy results if you look at that. And I jokingly said that I could probably win that event, and I think this is not completely off. Like in terms of, if you look at what sometimes happened there in those games, there were end games where one side was a piece up and lost and so on. That was really weird. So I think also you have to take into account that if you reach this day, the 5th day, there were 3 days of rapid, 2 days of blitz. This is pretty exhausting, and certainly, the quality of the play was higher on the first days. So get the knight to c4. Okay, yeah, this is an interesting moment. Yeah, can I? This is a debatable move for sure. It weakens a lot, but I want to place the knight to e4. Yeah, I mean, the exhaustion after a couple of days is certainly an important point in such an event, and also nerves play a major role. It's really for quite a good chunk of money. That's something that you should not forget if you think about this. It's a really huge payday. I mean, for somebody like Magnus, it's just about the title. He doesn't really need the whatever it is, 50,000 bucks. But I think in particular, if you look at the women's section, this is really a substantial amount of money. And I think this is certainly also playing a role. I don't like my position here. And now I can take on f4. That's something that I saw beforehand. And this I did not take into account. Maybe I should work here with the spin. If I would have moved the knight, there was knight e5, which would be quite annoying. And now if he goes king g1, I have the check on e3 at least. I'm probably doing okay, but it's a bit strange. And now I can play with this check here. So let's do this. Now I can just move the knight away or play f4. f4, there's potentially the move g3. Yeah, but I don't want to remove the knight. Yeah, I had a pretty relaxing Christmas. Didn't do all that much. This is non-increment, right? I guess so. Yeah, I'm kind of... Oh, I blundered g6. I watched the increment blitz all day. You have to really adjust that this is not increment. I was surprised that relatively many games were won on time. I mean, 2 seconds is not a huge chunk of time, but it is something, and you should really not lose on time. But it still happened quite frequently. Now g4 maybe, it's possible. Takes, knight takes. Take with the knight. Now, yeah, I think I'm just going to take and then drop back. I usually don't do much over the Christmas days, got some family stuff, but I'm mostly relaxing, only working a little bit. I had my Christmas giveaway, that was fun. I've given away a couple of my print books, 15 in total. And almost all of them are in the mail now. Thanks again for the game, Your Highness. Now, I got a challenge by Area 51, so let's do this. Got black. And normally in an increment time control, it shouldn't happen to lose on time. Of course, it can just happen if you are in blitz with the 2 seconds. It can be tricky. Definitely can be tricky. This is one of those lines where I have no clue what's going on. What? B3. Okay, so he's offering the rook. Yeah, with 30-second increment, it really should not happen, I think. I mean, I'm not taking this rook. It's difficult for him to move it anyway. Where exactly to B1? That's also kind of strange. Now I'm really threatening it, because after bishop A1, so he's like running around with the king as well. Okay. Checking on D4, he goes to G3, I guess. If I go E6, no, that doesn't make any sense. I can play knight C2 maybe and win the exchange this way. I mean, he basically has to take this with the queen. And then I'm taking A1. And I keep my bishop. This is the idea. I think I've lost against him before in some chaotic game like this. This is the kind of thing where you're totally winning with black, but it's kind of messy still, and something odd can happen in blitz. In particular, this is non-increment and can always have something weird going on. I just try to stay okay on the clock and try to not lose on time or get into huge time pressure, so that he can play for something with the help of being ahead on time. Bishop G4 is designed to just take the knight and then maybe grab E5. White has some space for the exchange, of course. So this is not totally without any chances from White's point of view. Greetings from Fuerteventura. Yeah, that's probably nice, right? Good weather and escaping our fall-like weather. We don't really have any winter weather, at least here in my area of Germany. It feels like November or something like that. It's not very nice. Yeah, I'm just trying to improve the position a little bit. Going to put more pressure on E5. And now he felt obliged to take. So it should be possible for me to now maybe use the open E file. Trying to play rook E8. Yeah, let's go rook E8. 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I also thought about going to the Canary Islands over the winter for 2, 3, 4 weeks to work on opening projects and just have good weather instead of sitting here where the weather is really not that nice. My only problem with this idea is that I always feel it's a bit of a risk because you don't quite know about accommodation that you get, what kind of hotel do you get and so on. And if I'm sitting there for weeks and it's not that pleasant, let's say, it can be a bit of a pain. Queen e1 mate is my idea. My bishops are strong. Okay, now I can play bishop e3. Queen e3 is also probably going to be enough. a5 is hanging. This is not so pleasant. Yeah, okay, come on. Queen e3 should be enough. After queen takes, and there's queen g1 checkmate. He has to take on e3. I take with the rook, and I'm even having a double attack against many pieces here. Now if I take this one, it's again a double attack. Bishop and knight are attacked. And now I just have to see what the best technical way is. I think I can take, because if the knight moves, there's even rook b1 check winning the bishop, so cannot even do that. Yeah, I think going on the second rank here is a good thing. Knight h6, exactly. I have the check and I can take f4, which should win fairly easily. Now f6, I guess. Just get rid of the only weakness that there is. Yeah, I think I can just take here, right? Yeah, just take. And there is a check on e6. That's something that I have to still pay attention to. Actually a little bit annoying, this check. No, maybe here. Don't have that many good squares there for the rook. Yeah, usually if I'm going to a different place to work, I usually go to places that I know well, because there are some simple things that you need if you go for a writing camp type of trip. You absolutely need a good desk and a good the possibility to just have a comfortable place to sit and to work with your computer. And if you don't have that, it's a real pain. And I mean real pain, like back pain and everything. Yeah, you just don't sit comfortably. It will be painful. Thanks for the game, Area 51. Okay, now Joker 05. Joker, I don't know. I'm going to take this challenge. Not a very frequent opponent. So maybe start out with e4. And see what we get. Yeah, Magnus Carlsen's weapon of choice with white was the London system in the Blitz event. I'm not sure if he played it every game, but close to that. Played it really a lot. No tea today. Yeah, just water. I already, when I was watching the broadcast, I have this device that can put the YouTube videos on my TV screen, and I had it the broadcast on my TV screen, and I was basically sitting all afternoon in front of my TV with a big teapot, and yeah, I already had a bit too much of tea already. I notice if I drink too much this black tea, you kind of feel it like boom 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 boom. It's a bit too much. Okay, now I played here the white side of a knight off with h3, a very sharp variation, and I have no clue about this. Not my typical kind of opening. Oops, what's that? Okay. It is his connection was just momentarily interrupted. So I've gained a bit of space here, but not sure how healthy all that is. Okay, I can take on d5, right? Is that something that I can do? It's very tempting. But there's also g5, right? Where is he going? Let's do this. I thought if he goes d4, I can play knight a4. Oh, wow. I did not see this move coming. But I can take here, right? Wow. This is not my brand of chess. Okay, so if I take f6, he's going to check me on g1, right? That is definitely true. Tja, am I lost then? Wow. Yeah, it's got this check. Wow, that is a really, really tough to play position. Okay, I need to make a move. Question by Miktar, what I think about Firouzja's performance at the Rapid and Blitz. Well, I thought that he should be able to compete with those guys and make it interesting. And he did, yeah. He won the silver medal in the Rapids. That was a fantastic achievement. And he put up a really good showing in the Blitz as well. You have to, I mean, I don't really want to spoil the experience of watching the game against Magnus. So make sure that you watch that. Okay. Yeah, that looks like a very strong play. Yeah, I cannot play c4. It's against the rules. Yeah. That means I'm probably lost here, right? Probably lost here. I cannot even play this. He has knight d4 all of the time. Yeah, it's just completely lost. Very well played here by Black. Yeah, okay. Queen b4, bishop d2. Yeah, probably many ways for Black to kill me. Okay. Yeah, knight c2 is probably completely enough. Yeah, and this probably as well. Yeah, I can, I don't want to resign just yet, but it is definitely completely lost. The only very, very small chance is this 3 against 2 majority that I have, but it's easily managed by black if he plays it right. Did I ever play this guy? Yeah, once, and I won. Okay. There are many ways to win for him. Okay, I didn't expect that move, but it's completely okay, I guess. I can take b2 and a3. Okay. Yeah, okay, come on. Let's resign. It looked like a very well played game. It's not so easy to find all those moves. Like you have to, you're completely lost if you're not having rook g8. Oh, that was nicely done. I guess you're completely lost here if you don't have rook g8. And then after this, then you do this. It's very, very nice. Very nice. I mean, I wonder, this is certainly some sort of theoretical line. I'm pretty sure about that. I also think that, there is some line with the piece sacrifice. I don't know. It's very, very, very complicated. Yeah, well played, of course, and pretty good game, I guess, to watch. Now let's play, who is that? Yeah, this is a premium member. Akiko Magnin BKS. Okay. Let's go e6. Miktal asked if I've ever been at a point where I was fed up with chess. Nah, not really with chess in itself. I mean, I think there are some let's say forms of competition that I don't like anymore. For example, unless I really, really have to and like the event for some other reasons, I would never play a double round anymore. Let's say I'm even not really much into playing classical time controls anyway, and playing 2 of them on one day is kind of, that will never happen unless I really, 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 really love the event. I'm playing a tournament in Bavaria every year in Ortenburg, but this is a different story. They invited me for this event, and it's really like visiting friends now. So I'm going to play there, no matter, regardless of the fact that they have a double round. But I wouldn't go to some, let's say, random tournament and where I say, okay, great, let's play double rounds. I won't do that anymore. But when it comes to analyzing chess positions or writing, what my main job is nowadays, I really don't get fed up with it, strangely enough. It's even sometimes when it sometimes happens that I think about what I was what I want to do. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know where the mute button is for that microphone. With the older one, I always knew I just had to press a button. So I'm sorry. Yeah, sometimes I want to do something else, like something non-chess, and then I'm doing that non-chess thing, like watching, I don't know, a video or things like that, and then all of a sudden some idea pops into my mind. Hey, what if I look at this and that opening, or what about this current project that I have? Can we do this? Can I do that? And then I'm returning to this and do chess after all. It's just what happens, and I really cannot. It's just how it is. And this doesn't look good. Now I'm pinning him here. Knight c4 should win material. I really think people should be a little bit more cautious with what they say on chat. What you're just telling us is that you basically abused your account. You cannot share your account. It's just against the rules. So guys, don't share your account and don't tell others about it in chat. That is not a good idea. Okay, now I'm a piece up, and that should do the trick. Also a little bit, I'm ahead on time. That always is always helpful. I got two pieces now. Is there a mate somewhere? There should be a mate somewhere. Threatening g5 checkmate. I think you cannot stop it. Always nice to win with a pawn move. Yeah, mate with a pawn move is always nice. Thanks for the game, Akiko Magnin BKS. It probably has some deep meaning that I don't not figuring out. Okay, now what about this challenge by Vibio? I played him twice. We saw that when I play e4 and I play the open Sicilian, I can get in trouble. I should do something more conservative, probably. Or conservatively is probably better grammar. And he's not really playing at all. Some good scenery here, maybe from Italy. Yeah, so if he doesn't make a move, I'm going to... Yeah, you can always challenge again. I really don't mind terminating this. Now, Parlando, that's a new opponent. Always good to have some fresh faces here as challengers. I'm also going to activate the chat on the other platforms. Currently only watch the Chess24 chat, but we also have chat on YouTube and Twitch. It requires me to click a couple of times to get there, so I usually, unfortunately, forget it at the very beginning. Now I activated it. So if you are on Twitch or if you are on YouTube and you have some questions, just fire away them to the best of my abilities. Okay, here I'm playing a very classical Queen's Gambit. Bishop d3. I think you can, there are many possibilities. I think you can take and play a6, something like this, very much in the style of the old masters. That could have been a position here, or that is a position that could have easily be from one of those old matches, like Alekhine, Capablanca or something like that. There's a question in the Twitch chat if I like b6 systems in the Queen's Gambit Declined. I have played some of those. You probably refer to the Tartakova variations. I've played this, yeah, in tournament chess. It's very, very sound and good opening. Yeah, this position I like. I think I'm fine here. The e5 pawn is currently attacked. And yeah, this was to be expected to cover that. And yeah, now I want to try to use my pawn majority on the queen side. Yeah, this is an interesting moment. I think I'm taking this. This is the simple solution. Getting rid of the strong knight. And now I'm yeah, please challenge me again. That's absolutely fine. Okay, now what am I doing there with the queen all of a sudden invading my position? He can always go back to f3, so I'm not able to trap it. But I wonder if I do this. Yeah, there's an interesting discussion there in the Chess24 chat about if there is yeah, that I can take. Yeah, it was a bit better for black after I have won b2 for sure, but queen takes a6 help. Thanks for the game, Parlando. Yeah, there's a question if there is luck in chess. I think there definitely is some luck in chess. At least I think you can benefit from, let's say, coincidences, from little things that you really don't have an influence on. For example, the simply pairings in a Swiss system tournament. Yeah, you sometimes just like you have comparable opponents, but one opponent might be much more difficult for you to face for certain reasons. Yeah, maybe because they play a certain opening that you don't like so much, or yeah, there are many possible things that could be a factor. And there is some luck, I think, involved in those kind of things. But of course, it's not comparable to a game that is completely luck dependent. There are also some things where you think that might be luck, but I don't think it really is. There's one example that I can give, and that is the game today that I mentioned earlier, the Blitz game between Firouzja and Magnus Carlsen. When Firouzja had a much better position, maybe winning position at the end of the game, and then he lost on time. And I'm spoiling this now, but I just want to make a point there, because you would think, I mean, obviously it was a bit lucky for Magnus for sure, because, well, no, you think you cannot win normally, yeah, this position. But why did Firouzja lose on time? I mean, you can clearly see, if you watch the broadcast, you can clearly see how nervous he was. He was not, by far, not as nervous in the other games. It is simply a different thing playing Magnus Carlsen than playing, with all due respect, playing, I don't know, Matlakov, or I don't know, some other players who were there competing for the top spots, because Magnus is a living legend of chess, and it's a different thing to play him. So he was clearly more nervous against Carlsen, and this is some kind of yeah, this is something that Magnus has earned, this kind of status in the chess world. So people are more nervous against him, but this is not just a matter of luck. It's something that he has earned with his reputation. And this is also what sometimes happens in the games. Because of fear of certain things, they play some and sometimes in a way that you feel, why are they doing this? Why are they playing in this way? And then you recognize, okay, they didn't want to get into this ending, for example, because they fear that Magnus will simply win some kind of grinding endgame, because they know how good he is in this kind of situations. And this is not just luck, it's something that he has basically earned over the years. And this is something that sometimes not appreciated. So, okay, let's now talk about the game. We reached a Maroczy bind kind of position, and he got b5. He allowed b5, which is nice for me. Now the c4 pawn is a little bit weak. I'm going to trade and then see to increase the pressure. The point that I was trying to make with this Firouzja game example is, I mean, if you go into YouTube and look at some other games that Firouzja played, let's say against the people like Kayakin in the Rapid, he's super cool. I mean, absolutely, you wouldn't think you're like, okay, this is a 16-year-old kid and he's got no experience, whatever. He's just completely calm and manages to win against those people. But it's a different story against Carlsen, because you know what he's capable of and you're nervous, and I mean, it's just a different story. He's just on a different level than the other super grandmasters, and this sometimes works to his advantage. They are simply more scared and show a different level of respect even. Yeah, so I'm not unhappy about a knight against bishop, because the bishop on e2 frankly is not a good piece. I shouldn't have gone to c8 actually. Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem, but b8 was maybe the better square. Yeah, I'm going to b8. This is the open file. Now, that's a very nice ending. Rook b2 is the simple next idea. I think, yeah, he has to stop this. Now, how do we do this? There are a couple of things that I can try. One is to get the rook to a3, which will be attacking many pawns at the same time. He went f4 for some sort of counterplay, but the drawback is that he has weakened e4 in the process. I just play f6 to make it possible to recapture with the f pawn, so that rook d5 can never be a problem. Threatening rook a3 now. Now rook b2, I have rook a3 and I win the e4 pawn. It's a very, very inconvenient position for white. And in non-increment, this is basically over. Yeah, there is Laksa Boy is stating something in the Twitch chat, which is true, that opening preparation has also some kind of luck factor. I agree, there is some luck involved if you like exactly hit your preparation. Did I trap my knight somehow here? I wonder, yeah, could be. I think I'm getting out. Okay. I did not play this too well, the technical part here. I think that could have been done in a much more much more clear way. Okay, yeah, thanks for the game, Vibio. Now, who else is on? Nikolai Teusin. No, Nicolas Teusin. Anyway, I'm going to play him, so... yeah, there's a question by Could Do Better. Did Carlsen have only king and bishop at the end? If so, is winning on time fair when no win otherwise is possible? Yeah, Magnus was 3 pawns down. He had only a bishop left. Yeah, it is a win by the rules, because it is possible to construct a sequence of moves in which black in this case was winning. It is not a very realistic scenario, of course, but this is how the rules are, and it is difficult to, let's say, I mean, this is a little bit absurd, because Firouzja would never lose the position, or any other reasonable person would do that. So you can say do it differently with the rules, but it's actually really difficult to do it differently. What you can do is you could change it to the statement that you have to be able to yeah, win just with your material alone, basically. Yeah. So if it's just a bishop, you cannot win. This is, for example, how it was handled in online chess on the Internet Chess Club back in the day. I think this makes some sense, but it can be very problematic. Just imagine, yeah, you just have, let's say, you're in the process of delivering a smothered mate. Yeah, you just have sacrificed your queen. Let's say, if you can imagine, on g8, rook g8, you only have a knight left. You're about to play knight f7 checkmate, and the moment when you just want to play knight f7 mate, you just have the knight left, you lose on time. Or this kind of thing. Yeah, then you're just about to checkmate the guy, or you let me think about this again. What I'm saying, it doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't make any sense. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you can actually win even if you just have a knight left or a bishop left, and then you should be able to win on time. Yeah, in this case, actually, that would work. Yeah, if you would win on, if you win on time, no, if you lose on time. Anyway, it was a long day. So what happens here against Mike? Yeah, we have a kind of reversed Nimzo. This is currently actually a theoretically discussed line. This is not really a good position here, right? I have absolutely nothing. Yeah, so I wanted to make or to refer to the chat where, like, it's sometimes luck what kind of opening you get on the board. Do you have prepared it or not? Sometimes you get exactly the things that you like, that you have prepared. Sometimes you don't. This is a combination of skill and also a little bit of luck to get exactly the things that you like. Of course, you can argue if you are well prepared in anything. Absolutely absolutely anything, then it's not a matter of luck. But sometimes you just get exactly what you want. Yeah, this is something that definitely everybody can relate to. I once had a game that was one of the funny experiences in my my whole chess playing life, so to say, when I had a game at the Open Bavarian Championships and I was playing white, and my opponent played an opening that he had never played before, and therefore it was a surprise, and he wanted to surprise me. But he played exactly a variation that I was writing a book about. Yeah, just exactly what I was writing about. And this is what happens here. I can take on f3, play 92. So he stumbled into exactly what I knew best, in particular at the time. And he, after the game, he just said like, "Oh my God, yeah, you just played exactly the worst possible thing, yeah, that you can do." Yeah, very good here by Mike. What did I do here? That was a pretty awful play. Yeah, rook d1, he takes on f3, he plays queen h4. This is just a bit of a problem. Queen h4 is also an idea. Yeah, sacrifice the exchange. I didn't really see a good way to do that. I would have been open to the idea, but I didn't see how exactly I should do that. If you only have a knight left, just a single knight, and you're about to checkmate, and you win on time, then you only get awarded a draw, right? If you do it on the grounds that you have to force a mate with your material alone, right? This makes no sense. Yeah, this is actually what I was trying to say earlier and didn't manage. Yeah, this isn't so bad for me. I mean, it's not really great, but it's something that you can try. It's a bit of a trick, yeah. Bishop takes rook g1. It's actually easy. f4, queen g4 check, f3, queen g2 check, king d3. Doesn't quite work. Tja. Playing well. Yeah, just challenge me. There's a question in the chat. And then we can definitely play a game. So, going to put some pressure on g7. f4. There's a check on c2, but still, yeah, I can move the king away. That is something that I could have seen, right? It's not exactly rocket science, yeah. Oh man. Stop talking. You're not playing like an IM. Oh, wow. That's nice. Yeah, I didn't play this game well. Absolutely not. But everybody has their bad moments. Yeah, not much that I can do here, really. The position is just very bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You cannot take because the queen is hanging. Yeah. Oh, nice. It's got d3 check. He doesn't see it. That would have been a very deserved way to win the game. Maybe he's winning here as well. It's very much possible. But probably not. It's still a draw. Can just check me. Just check, check, check. Yeah. Yeah, that was not very well deserved win, but yeah, you have to speed up if you're in this great position. And this was a way to immediately finish me off with the queen hanging. Very good game, Mike. Yeah. Okay. Now, Sangeet Tama. Okay, let's play d4. And there's a question if this result of the Magnus Firouzja game is in any way controversial. No, that's not controversial at all. It's just according to the rules. It's of course annoying, but the reason or the thing is we have increment, yeah, or in that tournament they have increment, and this is why this should never happen. You simply should never lose this position on time, and this happened to Firouzja probably because he was just too nervous, and you see that he was at one point knocking over pieces and so and these kind of things, and this is something that wouldn't have happened certainly against yeah, a more normal opponent, let's say, and therefore it's not really controversial in any way, and it's even, I mean, one thing that you have to see is that there are sometimes arguments that just don't apply. I think somebody in the chat said, yeah, Magnus could have offered him a draw after the game, but this is not possible. It's simply not technically possible. Yeah, even if you say I don't want to win the game and so on, like that, it is just technically not possible because the game is over. The moment Firouzja loses on time, the game of chess is finished, and you cannot offer a draw in a game that is already finished, even if you want to. Yeah, this would be the same thing like, yeah, you just have checkmated the guy, the game is over, and then you say, wait, a draw is enough, let's make a draw. That does not work, not in a really professional game. Of course, this is something that you can do with a friend when you play in a club tournament or something, yeah? When we don't really look at the rules all that much, but it was just not possible. The moment the flag fell, I mean, it's not a flag anymore, but the moment the time loss is there, the game is over and it is lost, plain and simple. It was a very straightforward thing. There was one moment when the chief arbiter was arriving and he was looking like a little bit puzzled, yeah, and I think he just looked puzzled because he didn't know why somebody actually needed to call him, because it was a completely clear thing. Of course, it's painful, yeah, to lose like that, but this is why we have the increment. problematic is if you knock over pieces. This is also what happened to Firouzja there. That costs a lot of time. But it was, I think, not really controversial. It was just very unlucky, let's say. Yeah, there was the thing, as I said, there was no way that Carlsen could offer him a draw, because you cannot offer a draw in a game that was finished. This is the thing. The game was over, therefore you cannot offer a draw. And of course Magnus is not offering a draw during the actual game, because he was lost, close to lost. The final position, it seems, is a table-based draw, but you never offer a draw in this kind of situation, because that would simply disturb your opponent. So the game is just played, and it was just a very unlucky situation. I think it wouldn't have happened to Firouzja against any other player basically in the field. Yeah. I actually don't really think the rules are stupid. I also always was very skeptical about this rule, and I do understand the skepticism, but I don't really see a good alternative. You can do it the way that I described, just to say you need to be able to mate with the material that you have left, but that can also be very, very problematic. I think the main thing that you have to accept is that they have increment, and you just have to make sure to not lose such a position on time. This is what it is. It is a completely impossible to lose position, and if you do watch your time, you won't lose it. I actually cannot take this because of knight d2. Okay. That's unfortunate. I should have played rook c5, yeah? Maybe cutting the knight off. Rook c6 was a very stupid move. Okay. Anyway. Knights are tricky. Yeah, but I think I'm going to win it after all. It will be very difficult for him here to just to hold this rook h6. Yeah, of course not a draw. Going to f5 next. How long am I streaming? I'm still, I'm already in quite a while. I'm still on for 15 minutes, yeah. Already been on for quite a while. And then I have 90 more minutes in German language. The double feature. Yeah, and at the end here, Sangetama resigns. Thanks for the game. Okay, now what's happening here? We have who is challenging me? Let's check. Is there somebody here? Matoral from Mexico, I think. He never played him before, so let's try if he is still on. The official FIDE Blitz time control is 3 minutes and 2-second increment per move, which is roughly equivalent to 5-minute blitz. It's usually a little bit slower actually, because I mean maybe the average. So you have to calculate it, the 2-second increment. You have a 60 move game would have exactly the same time as 2 minutes per player. Yeah, he's not online anymore, I guess. Can always challenge again. So yeah, they have the increment. This is already done for a couple of years, and it's always a discussion. I'm hugely in favor of having this time control instead of 5-minute flat. I think the quality of the games is vastly improved, and you simply see more games decided by chess than by hacking, or just like punching the clock as violently as possible. These kind of things, they don't happen that often, and I think this is all in all a good thing. I think it just helps it improves the quality of the games, and it helps the better players to win, let's say. And it's still, what is Black doing here? He's like shuffling back and forth with all his pieces. I think he's preparing e5, and maybe he's managing it. Yeah, I guess he does. I can go knight e5 though. The games are still quick, so I think it's fair to say it is blitz chess, and it's I think a good time control. I really don't mind. I think if it was online, you could easily argue that 1 second is enough because of the pre-moves. Yeah, but for over the board, 3+2 I think is fine. Bang Bang asks if I ever played with Magnus and can I beat him? No, not really. I played against him when he was a kid on the ICC back then. The one of the first chess servers. But he was like 10 years old, yeah, and at the time I was a huge rating favorite against him when he was 10. I think when he was like 12 or 13, he was already clearly the better player, and would have crushed me if we would have played. And nowadays you simply don't have the chance to play him. Sometimes, I mean, I could maybe try in one of the banter sessions here on Chess24. It would probably be fun to do. Yeah, don't like my position. I'm just don't have anything here. Yeah, I don't think I would score against Magnus at all. I mean, it's like just somebody says, Miktal says I would maybe get 1 out of 20. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not just like he's just so phenomenally better than I am. He also plays the worst kind of style against me. Like, yeah, he's like technically flawless, and my endgame is sometimes a bit sketchy, let's say. I would like lose any equal endgame against him. Absolutely no chance. Okay, now who's challenging me? Tari? Yeah, we get that in. Yeah, why not? So Tari from Gabon. It's a good one. I have played a good number of Blitz games back in the day against Nakamura, so this is something where I have a clearer memory. Yeah, I played a really good bunch of 5-minute games and earlier 3-minute games against Hikaru, and my score is something like maybe 4 out of 60 or something. I won maybe 3 or 4 games and lost, I mean, more than you can count. Yeah, Tari gave me a big center pawn, and these are the pawns that I'm happily taking. Just hope for castling. Okay. Okay, now my idea here is to try to trade off his best piece, the bishop on g2. Yeah, it's still, this is still a little bit annoying, right? White has some compensation here for the pawn. What this one? So the pawn on d6 is not very strong. Tja. Yeah, just go here. I'm not sure if he really dares to take on c6. I'm not sure that this is actually really possible, but it looks very risky. One thing about the tournament, the Blitz tournament, oh, e4 is a weird move. Really? Killing your own bishop. One funny point was, for me at least, to they really showed Magnus's games quite often, understandably, and he played the Sveshnikov and the Sicilian quite a bit, and it was funny to listen to the official commentary by Peter Leko, because it was one of the very few cases where I knew more about it than Leko did, because I wrote the Fight Like Magnus course and I really know the way Magnus plays this. I know it really well. And they were sometimes saying things like, that is surprising or whatever. And I was like, okay, that Magnus has played that in the game against Wesley Stowe and Stavanger, and he played this and that. So in these cases, I actually would have been able to help them, yeah, with their commentary. That was quite funny. Okay, I blundered f5 here. I mean, if he wins back the exchange, it's not a big deal. Doesn't want to take it. Yeah, this is more interesting with knight e7 to come. Okay, let's activate the queen. The good thing is I still have a fantastic knight. Yeah, the knight is much better, and I didn't mind to give back the exchange, because on d4 that piece is so fantastic. Now, yeah, maybe just queen e2. After having this blunder, I don't mind to have a somewhat calmer position. This is very good for black. I have an extra pawn, I have the better minor piece, and I control the C file. This is all added is a lot. Put everything on a dark square. And then see how we can win. Okay. Let's go to F4. Yeah, I can just take on G2 now everything and win, but white has no way out of this situation. So okay, let's keep the knight then. Yeah, what is the best way to win this? He can go to e7, but then I have a d5. So yeah, he doesn't even get to e7. Sorry. Yeah, by the way, if you still want to get this opening course on Chessable, the Fight Like Magnus course, it is still on the year-end sale for 1 day. Yeah, so it's a good opportunity if you want to study how Magnus plays the Sicilian. This is a good way to do it. And again, for 1 day, still cheaper to get. Now, I'm playing one more game against Friedel here in Bullet. I only have 1 minute left, so we can get a quick bullet game in. Come on, Friedel, let's do it. Playing a bit of an unusual opening. The so-called big clamp. Big clamp is how it is called. I don't know why, but it looks... always think that this is a pretty good position for white with all the space. Like nothing like that is winning or anything, but I'm happy if they give me lots of space with white, and here I have lots of space. Black cannot take in this particular position because there was no square available for the knight to go to. Yeah, still well defended so far here by Friedel. Don't want to allow knight to c4. Yeah, this one maybe. Yeah, he wants to trade, understandably. I would like to checkmate him with queen h4. Can I do that? He can check there. It's kind of annoying. Isn't that still winning? Ah, I cannot play this. Oh, shoot. I only have 3 seconds. It's pre-move time. Yeah, I just have to pre-move no matter what. Yeah, this is what it is. Sorry, Freedom, but that's bullet. Okay, guys, that was the English language show, and I'm back in yeah, just 1 or 2 minutes for the German show. So if you want to listen to yeah, me talking about the game in German language, it's on in yeah, just in a minute or so. I'll be back next week, next Monday, again with the 2 shows. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a good start into the new year. Bye bye, guys.